and welcome to the Strangely Specific Movie Awards. I'm Drew from Drew Under Review, and with me is my friend. Sorry, one more time?
My name is Connor DeVoe.
Connor DeVoe. How Strangely Specific Movie Awards works. Connor already knows. Connor, you're our second guest, so welcome. We booted Nick out. You know Nick.
Yeah.
You can understand why we would boot him out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So, like to rotate guests. How this works is we have some Strangely Specific Movie Awards, 3 to be precise, and we need to find out which of the nominees that I have chosen prior to recording this are going to win those awards. Connor has not heard them yet. Connor's going to hear them for the first time, as well as you, our listeners. So, Connor, are you ready to hash out what this first award is going to be?
We'll find out now, won't we?
Okay, that's true. If you become uncomfortable, please just let me know, and I'll apologize but make you continue. Is that fair?
That sounds about right.
Okay, yes. Great. So our first award here is Most Accomplished Zebra in a Movie. I threw in a movie, but that part doesn't matter really. But Most Accomplished Zebra, okay? And the nominees are, and it's okay if you haven't seen these, but I know you have, Madagascar and Racing Stripes.
That's going to be a tough decision.
It's tough. Now, before we begin, if you happen to have any off the top of your head you want to throw in, you can, but you don't have to.
Does Madagascar 2 count?
See, I was thinking about that. We could, I don't think that we can throw in the entire trilogy as one package, but we could nominate each individual Madagascar movie and then Racing Stripes.
So Marty, and Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, precisely. And, you know, it's tough. It's tough to think of zebra characters that people remotely care about that have been in the cultural zeitgeist at all. Like, I saw this one zebra in some obscure direct-to-video movie. I can't. Why am I? None of us have seen it. Nobody cares. It's not going to win. You got any zebras? I don't. I'm tapped out of zebras.
I have none besides those.
Okay. So, how about we pick one Madagascar movie? I'll let you decide which Madagascar movie we're going to nominate here.
Well, I guess I would have to say the original is best. So.
I figured I wanted to nominate that one. Now, here's the trick, though. It's the most accomplished zebra. So, in Racing Stripes, this was a zebra that I'm sure everyone knows this, but I'll recap it anyway. It's a zebra in a horse race. And I think it won. If it didn't, it's a pretty bad movie. But I'm pretty sure the zebra raced against horses that were trained to race and then won. That's a pretty...
Bred and trained, yes.
It's a pretty big accomplishment.
It might go as far as to say that it would have been impossible.
Yeah, the impossible was achieved in Racing Stripes, as well as Hollywood magic being like, you wouldn't think a movie like that would be so great. And yet, as with Madagascar, see, Marty is a zebra surviving on Madagascar. That's an accomplishment.
After being tossed off a ship into the ocean and then winding up on Madagascar.
Yeah, like Marty accomplished and survived a lion attack. I mean,
Absolutely.
Given there was some interpersonal relationships there. So, I mean, if it was a lion, Marty didn't know. Is it really that impressive that you can convince your best friend to not eat you? Like, you have a history there. There were those creatures, I don't remember, at the end of that movie that wanted to eat everybody, right? Or did they just want to eat the lemurs? You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember what they were. Those skinny little things that are like, or something like that.
You're saying after the lion's attack?
Yeah, no. The lion I was referring to Alex, like
right. But there was also the pride of lions.
Were they lions? I thought they were something else.
I don't know. They were just small lions.
Why? There's small lions on Madagascar?
I mean, I don't know.
Listen. If someone put a gun to my head and said name those animals, I would say lions. I don't really know what to. Okay, but we're on the same page. Marty did. Sir, were they attacking Marty though? I thought they were.
I think they attacked everyone.
Yeah.
Well, everyone came to Marty's rescue at the end.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the whole group, less Marty's achievement.
It definitely, yeah, and it felt more like a group achievement where Racing Stripes, Frankie Muniz Zebra did have help, but it really did feel more like a centralized achievement on Frankie Muniz Zebra's part.
Yeah, so I'm so glad you said Frankie Muniz. I could see his face, but I was blanking this whole time.
I'm astonished and a little disappointed that you couldn't remember Frankie Muniz.
I mean, he's just the greatest actor of our time.
The heart and soul of Hollywood. You can't walk a mile without hearing someone say that in the streets. So, all right. I feel like we've hashed out their accomplishments. Is there any accomplishment that I'm missing here? I mean, Racing Stripes, there might be something else, but I can't remember. I don't remember.
He was able to befriend flies.
That's true.
Think that is quite the accomplishment.
That
talking zebra.
It's really stacking the deck against the Madagascar zebra here.
Marty was also talented in his dreams.
That's true.
He had a great imagination.
That's true. But they both dreamed pretty big. But one of those dreams was more visual, at least. Well, here's the thing. Frankie Muniz Zebra could have had very visual dreams, but we didn't see them. But Madagascar, the movie, it opened up with Marty's big dream of flying around and stuff like that. So, I don't know, though. I really feel like Racing Stripes had the most... It just seems... I'm a little surprised, too. Because honestly, I guess looking at the whole trilogy, I'm like, wow, Marty survived a lot. But even looking at the whole trilogy, I don't know. What did Marty really... He was in the circus.
He was kind of the sideshow.
Yeah, he met like other zebras in the second one. Marty didn't really do much.
I think he just learned that he's another face in the crowd.
Yeah, which is not a great accomplishment. I think I'd want to vote for Racing Stripes. How about you?
Begrudgingly, I think I have to agree with that.
All right. Racing Stripes has the most accomplished zebra. Fantastic. Are you ready for the next award?
I would rather die. Let's
Excellent.
go.
Okay, great. I am not sure if you've seen these movies, but you might have heard of them just through osmosis. And you might have a nominee you want to throw in here, too.
All right.
We have Best Descent Downstairs. And so the nominees are Joker and The Exorcist.
I was going to recommend The Exorcist if you did not.
Oh, perfect. Now, do you have... Falling Downstairs is not being represented in these nominees, and I do think I'd be willing to count them. And I really thought that I'd have a whole profusion of Falling Downstairs movie scenes in my brain, but I just can't seem to think of one at the moment. Do you?
Are you not counting The Exorcist in that?
Well, the thing in The Exorcist, she didn't really fall down the stairs. If we're thinking of the same, she crawled. But
oh no!
Oh, you're thinking of.
Pardon, I'm thinking Exorcist 2.
Oh, okay.
But in one of the Exorcist movies, there may be the greatest falling downstairs
no
accomplished on film.
That's true. That there's a entirely we can nominate The Exorcist twice for different scenes of some of it. I know what you're talking about. I think it was in the first one.
Okay.
And the one I'm referring to, it's really interesting actually because I hadn't seen The Exorcist, but I had heard of iconic things like the head spinning around, vomiting, room being cold, levitating, and crawling down the stairs. When I watched the movie, the crawling down the stairs never happened. I thought it was weird. Apparently, this was a deleted scene that didn't show up until 30 years later.
Oh.
And yet it's iconic. It's just so weird.
Absolutely,
it's got to be the most iconic deleted scene. But it is really cool. Just the
absolutely
crab walk and then bleeding. So that's hard to beat. But then you do have in the same movie someone violently falling down the stairs.
And who doesn't love someone being propelled down a staircase?
Just alone in that movie, it's really tough. And he launched down
absolutely.
He didn't just jump out the window. The force of evil thrust him out the window. It was legendary. Wow, 2 in 1 movie. And
it
then
is a movie that knows how to use stairs.
the thing is, though, with Joker, I mean, I don't know a lot of people that are crab walking downstairs. I mean, maybe there's some of that on the internet. And I don't know too many people that have thrown themselves out with the assistance of forces of evil out a window and died going downstairs. But I do know a lot of jackasses that danced on stairs as Joker has. Now, I assume you're familiar with the Joker dance on the stairs.
Yes, I have not seen the movie, but I've seen the scene.
And I do think, I think he was going up and downstairs a little bit, but I do think overall it was a descent down the stairs. So I do think it counts.
I can agree.
And, I saw the movie. I thought it was fine as a scene. But I don't, it just, I feel like it pales in comparison to the two scenes from The Exorcist.
Unfortunately, yes. I do think that The Exorcist might just clinch that victory.
Now, here's the weird thing. I guess technically The Exorcist is going to win regardless, but we should decide on which scene, I think. And I feel we might be at odds here because I think the crawling one is the best one. Because to me, that's just so bizarre. And yes, I gotta appreciate the flying down the stairs to your death. That was great, but as fun as that was, it doesn't stick with me quite as much. Somehow in the same movie, you'd think that would be the most iconic descent downstairs, and yet, I don't know though. How are you feeling about it?
I would have to give it to the man falling down the stairs, just because, well,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, it was in the final original movie. And as far as I know, it is a practical effect, so I do give him a lot of credit for that.
That's true. It is probably less iconic because I hadn't heard about it, but it is in the movie, which is fair. We have a split vote here because it's going to be tough for me to sway and probably you, but The Exorcist does win regardless. You know what, though?
Absolutely.
This is tough. This is real tough, but I'm just going to change my vote so we can have a winner. So, which is probably what's going to happen every time there's a split vote. So, congratulations to The Exorcist for winning.
Good job, Exorcist v. Exorcist.
Yes.
The Exorcist won.
We have one more award. Okay,
Yes.
let's do this last award. I think you're going to like this one. This is best non-consensual white face. Now you might be thinking, you have more than one nominee, and I do. We have Ma, of course, Ma. You made me watch Ma against my will. It was non-consensual to watch the non-consensual white face in Ma.
I have no regrets.
Oh, I know. But we have more. And this one, I think I made you watch. Bigger, Fatter, Liar. Because I really have no memory of it, and I tried looking it up on Wikipedia, and it's not there. It doesn't deserve a Wikipedia page, but I do believe, similar to Big Fat Liar, there is some scene where Oopsie Doo, the bad guy, became a white. I mean, he was already Caucasian, but just became even whiter.
That is true. And I do hate you a bit for knowing that, because you forced me to watch Bigger, Fatter, Liar.
I'd say we're even, but we maybe don't want to go down that hole. Just in terms of Ma and Bigger, Fatter, Liar, I think we can have a truce. But I should say I just brought up an interesting point in deciding which was the best, because one of them was already Caucasian. So, and the other one in Ma was black.
Yes, it was a black man who had his face painted white by a black woman.
Yeah, it was an interesting movie.
That is one word for it.
Yes. So I don't know how much that matters, because the thing is, Ma, yes, black person was painted white, But there weren't really any consequences. It wasn't permanent, was it? I don't think so.
Not at all. It was just some pain. I believe if he just wiped it off with his sleeve, it would have gone away.
Okay, yeah, where I believe in Bigger, Fatter, Liar, there were consequences for his face becoming very, very white. I do think that it meddled a little bit in his affairs.
Yes, because he was such a hoity-toity businessman, and it would have just made him look ridiculous.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but I think it was his whole body that was white compared to in Ma, where it was just the face that was painted white.
Correct. I think it was some kind of bleaching or something. They put some kind of bleach solution into his shower or something along those lines.
Yeah.
To really whitey him up.
So it's tough, though. I feel like I shouldn't discount Ma as much as I am, because I feel like there's got to be more to it in Ma. But there really isn't. I mean,
I believe she was making fun of him for being the token black guy of his group.
Yeah, and I get... I hate that I'm trying to think, what was Ma's intent? Because I really feel like I shouldn't give this movie that much thought, but I
feel like we all lose when you think about Ma's intent.
That's true. But I guess she was trying to de-black him, to take away his racial identity. Just so weird coming from another black person, but you know, it is what it is. So I guess the intent was maybe because what was the intent with the kids, Bigger, Fatter, Liar? It was revenge.
They were just dicks.
Yeah, the guy stole his video game design, I think. And so
it was something incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
And made no sense. And then he bumped his phone at some point.
So I think Ma's intent was more hurtful. But I think in Bigger, Fatter, Liar, the consequences were much worse.
I would agree with that. And I do believe, once again, that makes it a very difficult situation, much like the Madagascar and Racing Stripes debate.
Yes, it's tough. If I had to pick one, I think I would go with Bigger, Fatter, Liar, because I think ultimately consequences tends to trump intent. Like, if a movie intended to be good, but it wound up being really bad, that's like, they could have intended to make Ma an excellent movie, but I hate it. And that's what matters most. And you know,
I think that's a terrible disagreement we're going to have, as Ma was a fantastic movie.
Well, then I would argue that Bigger, Fatter, Liar, I have a hard time believing there was ever an intent to make it good. I just really don't believe that anyone thought it would be good. And earlier today, I was like, just kind of thinking, I'm shocked that anyone put money into this. I still can't believe it. I'm like, how could this happen? But it did. It did. You get my point. Is that the consequences feel more important, and yet there is something weird about like a white. It feels less consequential having a Caucasian person become whiteface, and yet, like in a better movie, a black person being white-faced might have much more in the way of consequences, right? But
absolutely,
it didn't. And I think that's where the disconnect is coming from. Ma sets up what should be something to take this award and put it on the mantle, and yet it just doesn't go there. Ma does not take it to the place that it needs to go.
I agree 100%. Ma, as the many times that she delivered in that movie, the white face was definitely one of the weakest, if not the weakest, of her diabolical plots.
So my heart's telling me Bigger, Fatter, Liar as the best non-consensual white face. How about you, Connor? Is that a maybe?
For my vote, I 100% have to give it to Bigger, Fatter, Liar.
Okay. All right. Congratulations to Bigger, Fatter, Liar for the best non-consensual white face. And Connor, that concludes this episode of the Strangely Specific Movie Awards. Was it comfortable for you? Were you okay?
I just hope this gun comes away from my temple soon.
I do want to thank the people that are listening, because if you're listening, it means that you have donated to Drew and to Review, and I appreciate that very much. Your money goes a very long way in awarding in movies such as the ones that we've awarded today.
Movies that truly deserve recognition.
True. And also arguably more important, memorable projects as well. So thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next episode. Connor, I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe don't kill yourself.
Yeah, no guarantees on that one.
Okay.